It was riveting. It was a page turner, and it was an absolute awesome book. Hey, 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 this is Beverly Bozeman. I am a 3-time self-published author. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Be sure and share this broadcast with your friends and your family. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I am doing a book review today of Verity by Colleen Hoover. Oh, it was so good. It is a novel that is about a lady who is named Lowen, and she's a writer, and she was asked to finish a manuscript for a famous author whose name is Verity Crawford. And Verity was in a car accident, and so she was kind of like left in a comatose state, so she couldn't, fulfill her obligation and all of this other good stuff with the book company. And so her husband got together with her agent, and they found Lowen, and they asked her to, come to the house and look at the notes and the other books that Colleen, and I'm not sorry, not Colleen, that Verity had written, and kind of, finished the books in the series. I think it might have been like 2 books, and she was like, okay, I'll do it. And when she got to the house, she went into her office and started looking through her books and her, computer and things. And she found a manuscript that Verity had written, and it was like this autobiography. And it had a lot of weird things in it. It was like somebody might want to call the police kind of weird. And the thing about it is that Lowen was torn. She was torn between who's the villain, who's the good guy. Do I tell somebody? Do I keep it a secret? Do I tell the husband? Do I tell the caretaker? Oh, I don't know what to do. It was just an absolute page turner. Now, I will say this. If you are the type of person who is easily offended by erotica, then you don't want to read this book. I listened to the audio version, and I don't think it made a difference whether it was audio or the physical book, but it was a lot. And it was a lot. And it was very, very descriptive. It wasn't, it was a lot, and it was very descriptive. I'll just say that. And if you think that you would be offended by reading sex scenes, very, very, very descriptive sex scenes, then this is not the book for you, because there are a lot of them. I don't care for it, but it is what it is, I guess. But it's an absolute page turner. The very first page was like, wow. The very first line was like, wow. I see. When I finished the book, I told my husband, I see why she has New York Times bestsellers. All of her books, if I'm not mistaken, have been New York Times bestsellers. And I think, if I remember seeing correctly, she had at least 5 in the top 12 or 13. 5 of, I don't know how many she has total, but she had 5 up there at one time. Come on. Genius. I think that if this were to be a movie, it would be a box office smash. The way that Colleen wrote a story within the story was just magnificent. It was genius. So it was, when it was time for Lowen to read the manuscript, it was like you were stepping into a new story. a new book all by itself. The manuscript was just so well written that it just seemed like a whole different book. And weird things started to happen. The longer Lowen stayed, I'm trying not to give it away. Weird things started happening. They had Verity and her husband had a set of twin girls and a younger son. The twins died, and there was like this devastation all around, and there was like questionable situations around their death. And then I can't talk about that. Lowen was attracted to the woman's husband, and that's why you should never ever let another woman stay in the house with your husband. Too much temptation. But I just thought that it was a dynamite book. It makes me want to read the next book. I don't even know which number it is, but the next one. If I were to describe it, of course it's a novel, but it wasn't romance. I would say a drama meets suspense thriller. Not necessarily a whodunit, but it is a whodunit in a way. So it's a drama, suspense thriller, whodunit type situation. It's just really, really good. Oh, it's so good. And if you've never listened to a novel being read, I say try it with this book. I don't think you would be disappointed. So I will now rate the book. I have 5 bookmarks. 5 bookworm bookmarks. Aren't they delicious? Oh, hold on. Look. Isn't she cute? I have 5 of these. One being the lowest, 5 being the highest. So out of 5 bookmarks, I give it 4 and a possible. Like a game of spades. 4 and a possible. And the reason why I give it 4 and a possible is because of the sex scenes. I could have done without it. I mean, to say they got it on or whatever is fine, but it was very graphic. And I wasn't like offended, like, oh my God, oh, where I've read where some people were just so offended they just couldn't keep going. I just felt like it was just like too much, because it wasn't that type of book. You know what I'm saying? If it was in the erotica genre, then, fine. But it wasn't. It was, a novel that was a drama, suspense thriller, whodunit kind of deal. So I just felt like it was, it would have been a great book without it, but to each his own. So I give it 4 and a possible, taking away this for the erotic scenes, but for the overall writing, the suspensefulness, is suspensefulness even a word? The suspense, definitely 5. Easy. It was easy to follow along. So I would give it a 5. If I were reading it, I would be able to follow along. So I think Colleen Hoover did her thing on Verity. And I think it should at least be a short film. Doesn't have to be a full length movie, but it should be a short film or a web movie. Not a web series, but just a movie on the internet. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Be sure to release your genius. Pull off the impossible every day. Remember, you will have whatever it is that you say. So be positive when you speak, Queen.